Hi, this is Tommy Pooley from Power BI Tips, and we're going to keep going with our demos on Power BI goals, and we're going to talk about the next dynamic feature, which is dynamic statuses. We've set up some goals. You can see here on my screen, we have a current and target value. Some of it's dynamic, some of it's manual. But the big thing here is we want the consumers and ourselves, if we set it up, to understand, are we tracking in the right direction? Obviously, I don't want to go in every day and change the status, and that's where these new dynamic rules come in. So what I'm going to do here is I always want for my first goal here, my card revenue year to date, year over year. If it's over the target, we're on track. If not, well, we might be at risk. So let's go into edit, and we're going to go to set up rules. And I can either make the status manual, so I can always change the status every day. Again, I don't want to do that. I want this to be dynamic based on some rules I set up. So let's click on set up rules. This gives us a screen on the right hand side to create some new rules, and it's always in order of precedence. So the top rule is always going to be our priority. So I'm going to make it simple here. The default option that it gives you is if the value is greater than 100% of the target, we're just going to change the status here to on track. Otherwise, I'm going to create another rule, and that's going to go below it. So if the first one doesn't match, we're going to say if the value is, let's say, 95%, 90% of target, then I'm going to change it to at risk. Otherwise, change the status to behind. So pretty straightforward. This one should be on track once we save the goal. And you can see, yep, we're on track. So now as the data updates, so will the status. So let's do the next one, but let's change it up a little. I'm going to click on edit goal. I'm going to set up rules. Now, currently we can see that it's on target. It's over target by 6%. But what if this is one of those, even though the target is still, we're doing better than the target, I really want this over 77%. That's optimal for me. So let's set that up. Let's create a new rule. And we're going to say if the value is greater than, and then this dash just means just greater than a certain value. I'm going to say 77. I'm going to say on track. We'll create a new rule. Say the value is greater than 100% of target. We're going to say at risk. Otherwise, we'll say if the value is greater than, and let's make this, again, a simple static value. We'll say 70%. We're going to say behind, otherwise overdue. So based on my rules here, it should say that it's at risk. Just because we're over the target, I want this always to be over 77%. We're currently just below that. And you can see that it saves. So now again, as historically goes, so will the status change. This also works for line charts and anything historical. You can see I have all these historical numbers here. Let's do one more. We'll make this one simple. Create a new rule, 100% of target, at risk, or behind. We'll say that. Those are statuses in Power BI goals. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more demos on using goals and scorecards.